we'll have 1 hour's webinar on resources on online of the US Embassy and Regional English Language Office. Olga, before we start our presentation.
Yeah, actually, I can probably introduce our office to the audience. First of all, we are the office, Regional English Language Office. We are located at the US Embassy in Nur Sultan and work mostly with English language teachers. The majority of our programs were created for English language teachers to develop their professional skills. So today you will find out about all of them. All of them are free. It means that you can, some of them, I mean, in order to participate in them, you need to send an application, you need to take part in a competition. Some of them really are very easy to access, and they're massive, to talk about massive open online courses. So different programs have different kind of details, features, but we will be very, we will discuss them today. We will just introduce all our programs to you today. So our office is working and located in Kazakhstan, but we also cover Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkmenistan. It means our office implement programs in all these countries, including Kazakhstan. As for number of slots for our programs, sometimes it's limited, sometimes everybody, hundreds of people can participate and thousands of people can participate. Let me start with 2-hour programs. Working with these programs, we usually bring English language teachers from the United States of America. These programs, of course, might be of interest for you, but frankly speaking, it's more for your administration, for your authorities, because we work with these programs only on the basis of proposals from the organizations. The first program is English Language Fellow Program, which allows us to bring English language teachers from the United States of America with at least master degree in TESOL or linguistics or any other related field. And usually we put these English language fellows at state universities of Kazakhstan. Last academic year, we had 5 English language fellows in Kazakhstan, and all of them were located in different cities of Kazakhstan and at different state universities. Only one of them was located in RELO, in Service Institute in Almaty branch of RELO. I suppose you know about this institute. But fellows actually can be also have their fellowships not only at the universities, but sometimes we work with training institutes like RELO in Almaty. Sometimes ministries of education work with our English language fellows. So it depends. And if, for example, your administration somehow sees the opportunity for organization to have our English language fellow to work with him or her, please just let us know, and we can work on some proposal, help you in composing this. Another program which might be of greater interest is English Language Specialist Program, because this program allows us to bring, again, English language professionals from the United States of America, but for for shorter period of time. If to talk about English Language Specialist Program, it can last from 2 weeks to 3 months, approximately 3 months. Again, we need a proposal from the organization, but you need to be sure that if you invite such person, you will be responsible for organizing the schedule for him, the activities for him or her, because these people, they do not work with general English. They do not work with the students. Usually work with English language teachers, as a teacher trainers, as an experts in the field, and they work on the composing curriculum curriculum, trainings, some recommendations, and so on and so forth. If to give you the example of such project, for example, last February, we brought an English language specialist who worked at 3 universities in Kazakhstan, and it was the joint initiative of the Ministry of Education of Kazakhstan and the US Embassy. And the specialist goal was to work on the data analysis for future adjustment, possible adjustment of the curriculum of universities. We are just in the process of this. Sometimes it takes more time for the specialist project to be implemented, several phases. Sometimes it can be just a training for teachers, and such trainings we provided, for example, for in-service institutes in Petropavlovsk and Kokshetau and Almaty. So in this case, when you invite the English language specialist, she or he works on some specific area, field in the English language methodology, like for example, teaching English to young learners, or English as a medium of instruction, or English for specific purposes, or just methodology of English language, like communicative approach, communicative techniques, and so on and so forth. So if you have anything like this in mind, or it's absolutely different, but which goes with methodology, please also apply, and we will help you with a specialist. The only challenge now that this COVID-19 situation is still kind of bothers a lot of people and projects and future projects. So we do not bring in-person specialists in our countries, at least till the end of this calendar year. But we can work on some virtual project if you want. So in this case, again, if you have a group of teachers, or you can organize this group of teachers and they can work on some specific, or do you want them to work on some specific topic, let us know, and we will try to organize virtual project with the involvement of our English language specialists from the United States. But in this case, we will need closer cooperation in organizing groups, controlling these groups, and so on and so forth. So just it's up to you how you will work with it. But we are welcome, and we welcome to accept all your proposals and ideas, and always open. So again, let me underline that all our programs are free. And with this, let me give the floor to my colleague, Gauhar Shakirova, who is the coordinator of English language programs in Kazakhstan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Olga. Hello, everyone. My name is Gauhar Shakirova, and I work on some English language programs in Kazakhstan. And the program that I'm going to introduce now is the English Access Micro Scholarship Program. And it is mainly intended for the non-governmental organizations or some language schools organizations that provide English language classes to students. So just for your awareness, Access Micro Scholarship Program is supported by the US Department of State, and it provides some basic English language skills to bright economically disadvantaged students, primarily aged 13 to 15, through some after-school instruction hours, intensive sessions, and enhancement activities. And those usually who are interested in running this program, in implementing this program in Kazakhstan. And right now we have 18 programs in different cities of Kazakhstan. Providers, they apply and send us their proposals, and there are some requirements, and one of them, and the main one, is that the grantee or the provider should be an established institution with some experience in administering educational programs and or teaching English again, preferably to the target age group. And if you know that there are some organizations who might be interested in running and implementing this program, please check our website for more information and communicate this message to your colleagues. Thank you. And the next program that I think can be very interesting for the teachers, the online professional English network program or global courses. This program is not new. You probably haven't heard about it before because it is a former ET program, and some of you, I know that some NIS teachers have applied to this program before. This program, it's been renamed, and the open program, it offers foreign or in this case Kazakhstani English teaching professionals the opportunity to take some university or online courses and online professional development. This is a very competitive program. We usually have a limited number of slots for Central Asia and particularly for Kazakhstan. And we usually review the applications and the CVs or resumes of teachers. And then based on their applications, we select the most eligible candidates. If you would like to participate in this program, please check our social media and website. The announcement for the next term, for the fall term, will be posted soon. And there are some things that you should know about this program because unlike other programs, it is competitive and it is very rigorous. The program length is 8 weeks, and the fall term starts from September 29th through November 24th. The courses offered, you can see them on the slides. They are content-based instructions. English is a medium of instruction. It is a new course that is offered. Some other courses include integrating critical thinking skills, using educational technology, and some other very important topics in the English as a foreign language field. Again, let me remind you of the eligibility requirements. And Albina, if you go to the next slide, you can see them. And yeah, they are that candidates must be citizens of Kazakhstan, and you should live in Kazakhstan while undertaking this course. You should also have the ability to complete academic work at a US university level, and you should have at least a B2 level of English. You need to have at least 8 to 10 hours per week to devote to coursework and have regular access to a reliable internet-enabled device. You should also have some basic technology skills and understanding of English technical terms. And also, one of the important requirements is that you need to have the ability to type in English well enough to participate in some online discussions, submit written assignments. There are some deadlines for some work, and you need to make sure that you do complete your work on time. So it is a very interesting program, but it is offered for free to the most eligible candidates. If you think that you are interested, you have time, you have willingness to participate, please check our social media and we will send you an application form, or also we are working now on the online application form, and Alvina and some other teachers have suggested us to do so, and I think we will also adapt the form so that it is easier for you to complete. If you do not have access to the online application form, you can always email us at relo-nursultan@state.gov, and we'll send you the application form. And once you fill it in and your resume is ready, you can send it to us, and we will then review the applications and announce the results by the end of July. The deadline for this application will be July 17, so please do not miss this date. Okay, thank you so much. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat, or you can also email us. And the next program that I would like to introduce is the American English Live series. Again, this program is free, and it can be accessible by anyone via a Facebook link or Zoom link. They're also provided here on the slide. You can also find this information on our website. This series of webinars, they cover a variety of topics intended for teachers of English or future teachers of English around the world. At the end of each event, participants will have the opportunity to earn a digital badge, and if you collect at least 6 badges out of 6, or 4 badges out of 6, sorry, then our office can issue a certificate, electronic certificate for you. And you can also view this as a group host. For example, in your school, you can gather the teachers of English together at your departments and view this as a group later, again, when you're at work, or you can watch them individually. You are not encouraged to register. You can just join these sessions via the appointed times. And also the session dates, and they are posted on our website, and also you can see them here. They started on May 6th. You can still watch some of the sessions, for example, July 1st and on July 15th. And usually these are the announcement for this live series. They are updated and posted regularly, so you can also participate fully in the next series 9. Again, you can see the presentation titles. They are, I think, very interesting. For example, the next one will be adaptable speaking activities and activities to encourage student-to-student interaction. They usually take place every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. Nursultan time, or 11 p.m. if you are too busy but still want to participate. Thank you so much. I think that is it for my part, and I give the floor to my colleague, Aysem Bekimova, and she will.
So hi everyone, hope you can hear me clearly. It's Sam speaking. Again, if you could go further, now I'm going to talk about the MOOC. This acronym stands for yes, thank you. This acronym stands for the Massive Open Online Courses. So here on the screen, you can see in blue link. So once we finish up with this presentation, you're gonna get this presentation on hand. And please, once you get it, follow this link and learn more about the MOOCs. So for now, about MOOCs, there are 2 types.
I cannot hear. Is it the same problem? Or...
I can't hear either.
I think we've lost a Sam.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, but I am experiencing some problems with the internet. I'm keeping switching on and off. I don't know what's going on with the Kazakh Telecom, but I hope it will work. So again, about the facilitated, the main difference from the self-paced that in a facilitated, you're gonna have the instructor, and it benefits you in the terms that you can ask the questions from the facilitator directly. While in self-paced, you can take the course on your own schedule, on your own time, whenever you are free. So if you could go further, I'm gonna talk about the available courses you can take. Again, if you can go further, thanks. Just further, next slide. The first, let me just go on. The first MOOC I would like to talk about, it's the MOOC on the media literacy. Albina, just can you go further? Thanks.
Yes, but just I'm having here problems too for some reason.
No worries. So just about the media literacy again, even though it speaks from itself that this is for learning about the media and how to differentiate the false just back just back a little bit. It mainly speaks how to if you'd like to learn more about the media literacy, about the media itself, and also would like to develop and improve your vocabulary on the media field, please take this course. And this course again is totally free. And again, it also can help you to to learn more about the fact checking, to learn more about the social and traditional media, and so on. Currently the course is open for the registration, and will be open through the July 27th. Please do not miss it, and it's available mainly at the Coursera. The next, if you could go further. The next course I'd like to talk about is the, in particular for the teachers and for the teacher trainers. This is about how to use educational technology in the English language classroom. So this is mainly about about the modern technology and how to implement them to your classroom. So if you are interested, please take this course. Again, this is the self-paced course. I know that we're all first of all mothers and the wives. So if you are busy, it's being the course is open, and the registration will be closed on July 17th. So it's pretty short time. Please feel free to spread the word out. If you have any colleagues of yours who are interested, please take this course. And again, let me remind you, this is free of charge. But again, in order to to get the certificate from the about the course, you need to apply for the financial aid. So the more information you can get, just following the link which was given in the I'm really sorry. I'm blaming it all on Kazakh Telecom. Really sorry. The English for journalism, again, even though this is mainly for those who are working on a field of journalism, this is pretty useful for the teachers of English and those teachers who are preparing the future journalists. This course is mainly intended for, first of all, for non-native speakers. And the second of all, this is mainly for those who are interested to improve their knowledge and skills, and again, their vocabulary on the field of journalism. Currently, the enrollment is open. So please take this course, and you have only about 2 or 3 weeks to get registered, because it will be closed on July the 3rd. The next, if you could go further, please. The next course, again, this is mainly intended for the teachers of English and the teacher trainers. This is this is about how to integrate the critical thinking skills into the exploration of culture and in the English as a foreign language setting. So this is mainly about how to integrate the critical thinking skills and how to develop them in terms of I'm really, really sorry. I'll try to speed up a little bit. Really sorry. Uh, so, um, just feel free to spread the word out. Once you get this presentation, I'll do encourage you to post it on your social media or your social media pages, just to have your colleagues to know about this course as well. If you could go further, please. The next course I'd like to talk about, again, this is in particular for the teachers and teacher trainers, because this is mainly on the TESOL methodology. And again, the thing to highlight is that this course was developed by the University of Maryland, which is in Baltimore County. So please, if you would like to learn more about the TESOL and about the TESOL, like nowadays TESOL methodology, this is the perfect fit for you. Please, currently the course is not open. Please, but just to mention, but just be ready for that, because it will open in September and the registration will last all throughout the fall term. So just feel free again to encourage your colleagues and inform them about this upcoming course. The next, again, if you could, the next I'd like to talk about is about the online links from the RELO. Because again, this COVID situation helped us to learn that we should stay tuned even through the online means. So the first of all, I'd like to just to get your attention. It's about the RELO Central Asia Facebook page. We've relaunched this page and we are pretty active there. So if you have any colleagues of English really sorry. The next, very briefly, the next links, they're all about from the American English. Please, once you get this presentation, please just follow them. And I hope my colleague, Ben Taylor, he's going to talk probably a little more about it. And the last one, it's our email address, as Gohan has mentioned. If you have any questions, please just find our web email address and email us. Thank you so much, and let me know if you have any questions, and I will be happy to respond if Kazakh Telecom allows. Thank you.
Great. So before I get started here, let's see. I'm going to go ahead. Albina, if it's okay, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share a couple websites, things like that. But yeah, thank you very much, Asem. Really useful materials. My internet, to be honest, is not doing so much better than Asem's today. So I've got my hotspot going from my phone. We're going to try that. It's possible that I will cut out too sometimes. So just to get us started here with a little bit of what she was talking about. Let's see. So this is the Regional English Language Office Central Asia Facebook page. And so I highly recommend, if you're not currently here, that you start following this page. If you don't have a Facebook account, it's actually easy and free to create one. And all you would really need to do is create one just to follow the pages that are of use for you as a teacher. But you can see that we update this regularly with upcoming events that would be useful for you in professional development and opportunities for you as a teacher and for your students. So as an example, there was just yesterday a presentation, actually globally, but also shared with teachers in Central Asia, no prep communicative grammar activities. So that was live streamed from our page. We announced that in advance. We've also had a contest very recently to get access to TESOL. And Aliyah, thank you very much. I think you're probably on this call. You've just liked this page. So wonderful. So I would recommend following this. So all those links that Asem just shared with you, very, very useful. And the other page to follow is this one. This is the American English for Educators page. And here, you've got all sorts of great materials. So just gonna try to flesh out a little bit of what Assem was saying. And she was doing such a good job fighting her internet bandwidth today, which is really good. It's a hard thing to do. I've been there myself. It might even happen to me just now. But all of that material's here. Upcoming webinars are here. And also some really great stuff like these videos. I'm just going to click here so that I can show you. Videos that are categorized for different presentations and webinars, opportunities for professional development. Now, these have already happened. Most of these talks have already occurred. And so you would not get a certificate for watching them, but they are available for you to watch. Okay, and they're all kind of categorized here. There's also a really nice section of photos categorized by the skill set. So if you have students that are working on vocabulary, as an example, here we've got a bunch of different pictures connected to vocabulary. Okay, so and you can see that there's a lot like that. So those are two websites I wanted to share with you. Another website to share, because this actually has links to what we've been looking at. I've already shared this once on our chat, but I'm going to go ahead and share it again. I do have a PowerPoint presentation I'll be sharing just briefly in a moment here. But this link, and I'm sorry, I did send it earlier with a period, so you wouldn't have been able to access it there. I've actually created a web page for this talk today. So this has links to all of our materials, okay? The PowerPoint presentation is here, okay? But also there's the Facebook pages, and here are some links to materials that I'll be sharing, okay? So all of that is available for us here as well. And you're welcome to contribute. If you want to, you can just click on this pink plus sign at the bottom. So this is a really useful website tool for web page development called Padlet. It is a paid service, so I actually have an account. But there's a very limited free version that I would recommend exploring if you'd like to try to build a website like this as well. Okay, so let me get a little bit into what I want to share with you. And again, the links for these materials are all available from that website I just shared with you. So the first one is Voa Learning English. I know listening to Albina a little bit before this talk started, I was happy to hear that this is a resource she's interested in sharing with all of you as well. So I do want to push some of the values of this website. Let me see it. My internet seems to be, yep, that's weird. Sorry that happened. There we go. Okay, so yeah, this website has news articles made for language learners. I'm actually going to show you what that looks like. They're not exactly lesson plans per se, but they're great for building lesson plans with. Also, excellent stuff about idioms. There's a nice photo of the day section, teaching tips, grammar, and a lot more. So I'm going to show you what this website looks like because it's one of the best I can think of. Okay. Again, like everything else, all of this is free. Okay. So here I can just click on any article. Now I want you to notice articles are actually separated by level up here, which is nice. There's other ways we can look at the articles as well. They're separated by different categories, health and lifestyle. Of course, here a lot of this is going to be about the COVID-19 pandemic. Science and technology, lots of interesting stuff there depending on the focus of your students. If you have STEM students, this might be a great place to look. Arts and culture. And then as it is just kind of a general news section, I'm going to go ahead and go to the science and technology section to give you an example of what this would look like. Okay, so let's say, let's say we're interested in, here, this is interesting. This study about dinosaur killing asteroid. There was an asteroid that killed all the dinosaurs and it hit the Earth at the deadliest possible angle. This is apparently a new scientific article. So here what we can see is that this will start us off with pictures and captions, which are the descriptions under the pictures, right? I've got this categorized here. It's kind of a cool picture right there. Okay. And then I've got a downloadable audio that I can actually play. I'm just going to try this for us here.
A new study suggests the asteroid that killed almost all the dinosaurs struck Earth at the deadliest possible angle.
And obviously, I'm not going to play that entire audio right now, but I wanted to show you. It'll read it at a pace that is good for our students. It's actually downloadable. So if their Wi-Fi is limited, if they're having some tech issues like Assem was having, like actually I had earlier today, you could download and actually listen to it later. There's also pre-identified vocabulary. So vocabulary that might be difficult for students here. This is usually at about an intermediate level or pre-intermediate level for students. And then the vocabulary has been defined in kind of a mini glossary at the end of the article. And there are even quizzes available so students can actually practice this material, okay? So again, it's not a lesson plan in itself, but I think you can see how we could easily build a lesson plan based on this, okay? Just one of many features on this site. Now, if your students are really learning and you want to have a lesson plan, they're really learning only using the VOA website, I could recommend the Let's Learn English series, which follows this woman, Anna Mateo, and each episode, it's like a TV series kind of, online TV series, and each episode focuses on a particular grammatical or linguistic point. So this one we see is about informal greetings, asking questions to clarify. And so we get a 5-minute video where Anna is asking where the gym is, okay? Here we've got speaking practice, pronunciation practice. You can actually download the conversation. We've got the script right here. There's a listening quiz, and it usually comes with a worksheet as well. So there are, I don't want to get this wrong. I'm gonna try to figure out the exact number, but I think, let's see, there are 52 episodes in the first section, which will take your students up to a pre-intermediate level. And then from there, you can get into level 2, which is meant for a pre-intermediate audience going up through an intermediate level, okay? So I don't want to say that a student would be as successful with this as they would be in a class with a teacher, but you really could learn English yourself using this website, okay? If you are interested in testing yourself, there's a nice English language test here as well. Okay, and so that's that. There's the Let's Learn English series. Now there's a lot more actually on this website. Okay, so for those of us who are interested in professional development, which really is one of the focuses I have today with all of you. I know that NIS school often takes some of the most advanced professional educators in the country. And so I want to make sure that I'm sharing the materials that are of use for you, okay? There's this series here called Let's Teach English. This is coming from teachers with the University of Oregon. These are all 5-minute videos focused on different skill sets. So listening skills, stuff about teaching skills and pronunciation. These are 5-minute mini professional development sessions that are available for you as teachers. Each one of these models an activity that you could try yourself in your classroom, okay? Other sections that I really like, there's a lot to look through and I would just recommend doing that. But you can see that there's also the words and their stories section. Here, each episode focuses, or each article rather, focuses on a different, at least one American English idiom, and in some cases, many American English idioms. And so these are available to look at. You could actually look through. This one is about the phrase waste not, want not. And you could actually go through this article and then use that as a springboard or starting point for a discussion about this idiom with your students, okay? And then the last thing I like on this website, well, there's actually a lot more I like, but the last one I want to share today is the day in photos, which is right at the bottom here. And this is exactly what it would suggest. We've got a bunch of different photos here. And that's it, just photos with captions, but you could use these for discussion. So that's a pretty intimidating photo, right? That's an interesting photo too. That man's about to get coronavirus tested. But here we have lots of different photos. So you could actually use this for a comparison, contrast. Is there anybody who does similar looking work in Kyrgyzstan or in Kazakhstan? And if so, what is it? Is it different? How is it different? Where do you think the woman is going? If you had to do this, how would you prepare for it? Lots of different questions we could do. And also maybe work with captions, like what do you think this woman is thinking? Write a sentence using that. Okay, and so the possibilities are kind of endless there. But there's a lot that we can use just on the VOA Learning English site. Okay, the next site I want to share, and like we said, there's the American English for Educators page on Facebook that has upcoming webinars, but of course there have been many, many webinars that have already happened, and you may be looking for a way to access those. There are multiple ways to access those, but for the teaching audience of NIS specifically, I thought that this would be a great site for us. This is AmericanEnglishWebinars.com. Again, all you need is that link that I shared originally. This is actually available here, okay? But here I've got, we've got categorized and archived all of the webinars that the American English Webinar Series has done back into the early 2000s. And so what I really like about this page, this does require a simple login, but it's free, everything's free. I can search any point and find webinars about that point. So, sorry, I typed that incorrectly. Let's say I'm interested in grammar. Now I've got 18 different webinars about grammar, okay? And let's say I'm interested in this one, developing grammar proficiency through communicative activities. If I click that, I can see 2 different recordings of that session. I can download a PowerPoint of that session so that I could actually look at that. I can even use that with other teachers in my department or whatever. It comes with some pre-webinar readings and discussion questions, okay? It also comes with some post-webinar discussion questions. Okay, and so there are a lot of these. There are, in fact, 117 pages worth of these webinars. So pretty much any topic for professional development that you would want to consider is going to be available on this page. And so that is something I could highly recommend to you. My goal here, again, is to, in a very short space, a very short time period, share with you resources that you can use as a springboard into exploring your own professional development opportunities, okay? So the next site I want to share with you is another great one. And this is actually a part of a larger excellent website. Again, this is available on our page. This is the English Teaching Forum, okay? And so if we go here, we're on the American English at State website, which is already an excellent website in itself. But then on top of that, we've got the English Teaching Forum. If you've ever gone to a presentation or a conference in which the RELO office or the State Department, US State Department had some role, you are familiar probably with this journal. We probably gave you a physical copy. What's useful to know is that every copy in a digital form is archived on this page back through 2003. And so I can click on the current issue if I want, and I can see what's here. We've got all these different, there's lesson plans. Each one of these has a different theme, and they come out 4 times a year, okay? This one is on a medical theme, okay? But we can see that there are some really great lesson plans here. Okay, so I'm just going to click this to show you what this looks like. Here I've got a lesson plan laid out very, very clearly what we could do, but this is about role-playing a medical situation so that students can actually practice modal verbs, imperatives, and those kind of language, okay? Let me see what's going on here. It's an excellent journal, I agree, Yulia. And so this is one of many activities here, but what's really worth noticing here is that on the American English site, everything is also searchable. So let's say I'm interested in lessons about the environment. Maybe that's something that I'm interested in. I could search the word environment, and I'm going to get lots of different materials here. So integrating environmental education into a genre-based EFL writing class. If I click that, this is from an English teaching forum back in 2014, okay? And here I've got lots of different articles about the environment. So it's all searchable, okay? But the other reason I wanted to share this particular resource with you is because I'm interested in your professional development opportunities. And one of the opportunities I'm interested in is these submissions. So this is a peer-reviewed journal. That means that professionals are editing and revising this journal to make sure that only top quality work gets in. And they're accepting articles from educators all over the world, including in Kazakhstan. So if you're interested in submitting an article, if you're interested in submitting a quick lesson plan, okay, that could be the teaching techniques. And if you're interested in submitting any other material to this journal, you can actually, I would recommend first reading through a couple of articles or issues first so that you can see what kind of material they're looking for. But you could follow the guidelines here and be published, okay? So you would not be the first Kazakh educator to be published in this journal. They take people from all over the world all the time. And again, this comes out 4 times a year, okay? So that's the English Teaching Forum. I do have one more resource I want to share with you, and then I'm aware of our time, and I want to make sure you have a chance to ask questions. This is a downloadable file that I have put on our website that I've already linked to you. Now, again, this is from 2018, so things have probably changed slightly. There might even be some dead links on here. That is, some links that don't work the way they are supposed to. But this is an excellent resource that I wanted to share with you. So here, this is web resources for English language teaching and learning, and this is actually clickable. So here, I can search different topics. Let's say I'm interested in grammar and vocabulary resources that are available for online teaching. I would click on that, and this is going to take me to a breakdown of some very, very useful websites with descriptions of those websites, okay? Kind of quick reviews of how we could use them, available here, okay? And so these are all free, right? And good for us to use. I'm just going to give you an example from the grammar and vocabulary section, one of my favorite sites, FreeRice, right? So probably I need to, sometimes if the link doesn't work, I can just type it in and I'll find it, right? So they've changed the link, but this is it, FreeRice, okay? And so what this is actually a game that our students can play. And the vocabulary gets more challenging as we go. It's just an example of something on that document, right? But false means untrue, right? Okay. Next one, kitten is a young cat. I want you to see what's going on here. What have I got here? I'm getting grains of rice. So what this game does is it actually donates rice to hungry people around the world for every answer that you get correct. So your students are practicing vocabulary. They're working on vocabulary acquisition, and at the same time, they're actually helping people, which is a pretty cool feature, right? So that's just one of many things that we can find on that resource, okay? And so this is also available for download on this page. Okay, so again, I guess that takes me to the end of my resources. Thank you very much. Rakmiat, everybody. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I'll share that link to the website again so that you're welcome to access these resources later, but I will take any questions you might have now. Okay, thank you very much. Albina, thank you for putting this together for us as well.
Welcome. I just wanted to pay teachers' attention to the MOOC courses, because we're really interested how to develop students' media literacy skills. So I'm just putting here into reminder this website, Open English Program. So you can see here, I cannot use like Ben is doing quickly sharing his websites and everything. That's why I prepared just here screens, not like savvy, technologically savvy, but still you can see here screenshots of the website. So you can go to this website and here you can find English for Media Literacy. If you click there, the enrollment is still open till 27th of July. So actually I want to quickly explain you that you can take this course both from Coursera or Canvas. So these courses are there, so you can choose whatever platform you would like to use. But for me personally, I studied at Coursera, on Coursera website, but you can choose any of them. Yes, so these are the content of the syllabus of the courses. I think it's really useful, so I hope if you take this course this summer, it's only 4-week course, and actually I really personally enjoyed this course, you know, so, and we can think when we have next year revisiting or revising the curriculum group, we can think and discuss how we can implement media literacy course, some of these features to our curriculum. Okay, and I just wanted to show that actually you can this is the project we had from last year till May, till this May and June in Kokshetau, and actually you can get the certificate. As Sam mentioned before, you can apply for the financial aid, and you can get certificate from Coursera, or you can purchase yourself the certificates. It's only it is $50 as far as I remember, or you can apply for financial aid as these people in my group did. Everybody had this got their free certificate from Coursera with financial aid. If you, dear teachers, we have 5 minutes. I would like you to ask questions. You can turn on your microphones, but keep in mind about the time. So we have 5 minutes. If you have any questions, I think there are so many questions because so much new information here. Because if we can look at the first slide, actually I wanted quickly to show that 98 teachers registered, but maybe for some different reasons they couldn't participate. But if we can look, only 12 people knew about RELO before, and from 12 people who said they knew about, I asked here, which programs do you know of? So here's some answers from people. So T and Coursera, so some of them they heard about RELO office. So dear teachers, maybe you can, if you have questions, having RELO team here, we can answer your questions.
Will you send the presentation to us, like to those teachers who are participating?
Excuse me?
Will you send the presentation like like with its resources for us? Is like
Yes.
is there a chance? Yeah.
Yes, I will send all the resources, all the presentations, info sheet, RELO provided, yeah, to your email addresses.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Yes, and thank you everybody for sharing the resources. I think it's really useful for all of us because now maybe we're shifting to online learning. So knowing these resources is very helpful to make our teaching more effective and more engaging. So thank you so much for that.
Welcome. Thank you for RELO for their time and willingness to share all these free resources for teachers. Okay. Do we have any other questions? Okay, so Olga, Gauhar, Ben, Sam, thank you very much for your time. I think it was really informative and really rich with lots of information for English teachers of NIS, and I think there is so much thing to digest and go through all the links, all the resources, especially for those who never before experienced working with or looking at your websites. I think maybe now it's too much information, but I think for the next, maybe we can do another session closer to September where we can maybe again introduce this information to teachers, and hopefully they will take these Coursera and MOOC courses on English media literacy or educational technology.
Yeah, I was just gonna say quickly, thank you everybody. If you decide that there's something you would love, especially more information about, just let Albina know, and if she lets us know, we can prepare whatever it is you're interested in. We just, if we have more time, we can prepare that kind of thing for you, of course. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you for your
absolutely.
support. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Albina, for organizing this event, and we are really very glad, and it was a pleasure for us to share our programs and the resources. Of course, if it takes time for our participants just to look through again all these programs and resources, and then probably you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact us through Albina or directly. You'll have our contact information on the presentation slides, and also on our info sheet as well, which will be sent to you. You will find our contact information and the mail addresses of all of us. Thank you.
Dear colleagues, if we don't have any questions, and thank you, RELO, again. Thank you, Ben, Gauhar, Siem. Okay, thank you very much. We can wrap up this session. Maybe.
Okay, thank
also-
you. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye everyone.
Thank
Slavonas.
you.
Bye.
Mhm.
Thank you.